Dietitian Ellie here. I wanted to talk to you today how even I, as a dietitian, have really bad days of eating. So this week I've transitioned to going back into the office and having more of a regular work schedule, more regular eating schedule, and I'm having a little bit of a trial and error moment. So even though I, again, am a dietitian and I should know the perfect way of eating supposedly, right? Well, I just wanted to share with you that even though I have all this knowledge, its application and its practice and its experience in order for us to figure out what works for us, what works for you, the best way of eating that makes sense for your life, for your schedule, everything. So the day that I had a bad day of eating for me was when I started off the day by having breakfast. I still had my normal routine. I always have 2 eggs with something, and I decided to have toast. I really like sourdough bread, and so I wanted to have that with, I had some peanut butter on it, and I love chocolate chips, so I had some chocolate chips on there too. And even though I really liked it and it was satisfying, it did not last me as long as if I had like a small bowl of oatmeal on the side, which is really high in fiber, especially because I add 1 to 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. That keeps me full for a long time. And so by me switching that out and not keeping the fiber content, that really messed up my day, and I'll explain why. So even though I chose the breakfast that sounded the best to me, that was the most satisfying, it didn't have enough fiber for me to keep me full. So long story short, I went into the office, went into meetings, and I was really hungry really soon, where usually I could last 4 or 5 hours without, really needing to stop and have lunch. It was only like 2 hours where I was like, okay, wow, I could use a snack. And so I didn't have a snack with me because I'm used to waiting 4 or 5 hours to have lunch, and I was able to go home for lunch. And so by the time I was able to have lunch, I was absolutely ravenous. I was hangry. I was ready to eat anything that was first in sight. And so that really led to me overeating at lunch and overdoing it on sweets, baked goods that I had made. And I'm not scared of having sweets and baked goods in the house because I usually am knowing that I can be satisfied and enjoy things in moderation. But this was not the case today. I was way more hungry than I should have been. I didn't eat mindfully. I ate way too fast. I didn't stop and let my body digest, let my body tell my brain, okay, you're satisfied, you're good. I didn't let my body have time adjust to the blood sugar overload. So my body was just, red flag, hungry, 0 to 100 situation. And so, if you take a couple steps back, if I had made sure that I had enough protein, enough healthy fat, and enough fiber in my breakfast, that really would have made me full a lot longer in the morning, and it would have prevented me from being so hungry later for lunch. And that really messed up my day because I ate way too much for lunch. I had an upset stomach. I wasn't able to focus very well the rest of the day with the rest of my work schedule. Just threw everything off. My hunger for supper was off. I didn't have energy to work out like I usually do, walk the dogs, do something else. It just was all messed up just because my breakfast wasn't suitable to my needs for that day. So this is just a reminder that yes, we're all about choosing the foods that are satisfying to you and figuring out what works for you and your life. But that also means choosing foods that you know are going to give you the right fuel that you need. So when we talk about fuel, it's not just in the case of working out and sports and athletics. It's also just to do what you have to do in a day. If you work 12-hour shifts, you're going to have a lot different fuel needs than someone who maybe goes and sits in an office for a couple hours at a time, or even like a stay-at-home mom. You have a lot of energy needs too, and you need to fuel your body. Whatever it is that you do, fuel applies to you. It means we need to have enough protein, enough healthy fat, and enough fiber. And it's something that we'll say again and again, because all those things are going to add fuel to our fire that are going to sustain us for a long time. And so even though foods that we really enjoy, like treats and whatever it may be, sometimes they do have protein, healthy fat, and fiber, but let's be real, oftentimes they don't. I know for me, it's like brownies or chocolate chip cookies or whatever it is. I'm never going to stop eating those foods, but I know that they don't sustain me, and so I have to fill in other foods that are going to sustain me because I want to feel good, I want to feel energized, and I want to get the stuff done that I have to get done, and I want to feel good while doing it. So it's going to make sense for me to choose protein, to choose healthy fat, and to choose fiber. fiber. So if you want to know how to build meals like that, let me know in the comments and we can have further videos and conversations of how to build your plate to be more fueling, to have more of all those 3 things to keep you energized and fueled for your day. Don't forget to like and subscribe for even more videos. For more topics, answers to your questions, let us know. We're always here for you.